Sean,
Yeah.
we did it.
That
We got it.
was weird, man.
Yeah, I never seen that before with the attachment and everything either.
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. That was annoying.
Yeah, I was gonna look it up, but this is a quicker solution.
Yeah. We'll troubleshoot in the future.
Yeah,
How you doing?
yeah, I'm resting. I don't understand what that word means, and it's hard for me to do, but that's what I'm doing.
While I was killing some time waiting for the live to start, I was like browsing the old photos on your Instagram, and I was just like,
Yeah,
man, this guy is elite level, you know?
thank you, thank you. Actually, I was thinking about like right before I'm gonna start training again, like after a long layoff. It's been like 3 weeks. Uh, I might just post my physique now and show people what I looked like right before I got hurt. Like that was 3 months from Worlds. To show people that like this isn't a smooth process, no matter how perfect you try to be. That's life in general. So I think it's good for people to see like someone, at this level coming back from an injury, arguably at the worst time, in the
Yeah.
moment, right? It's like three
Yeah.
months out from Worlds. I just moved, away from my family for 2 years. Like the goal was to compete at the highest level I've ever competed at. So, and I've gotten a lot of DMs from people who've been hurt, who are hurt, and it's like, yeah, there's a lot of us out there that are just kind of dealing with these things. And I think it'd be great for people to see like where I was at, where I am now, and then where I'm going to take it, God willing, next year, if I compete next year.
Yeah, I think it really is all about perspective, and I don't know, like you've competed literally at the highest level of the sport, and you've worked with the best coaches and like the best athletes. So being able to share your routine and like your process and transformation when it comes to recovering from an injury, it definitely has a lot of value.
100%. Yeah. So if I can help one person, then posting is a win, right? It just
Yeah.
takes helping one person, um, and that'd be great. So it'd be fun to see as well, because I'm looking like, I hate to say, I'm more of a normal person, after 3 weeks of no training, and also 6 weeks before that, virtually no training, maybe a couple sets per exercise per muscle group, but I'm used to doing like 40, 50 sets, so it's not even making a dent.
So that actually, there's actually a couple of questions that I wanted to pick your brain about. Just because like I was studying your physique, and you know Demain Dawson. He's the Yorton Cup champion in classic physique division.
Actually, I just found out about him because you wanted me to get on a call with him, so I've been talking
Yeah,
to him for a bit. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So I've been looking at both of your physiques, and there's a level of quality that I find in both of you where it's like the conditioning is supreme and the muscle density. Like both of your physiques like really pop in incredible ways. And you both talk about a lot of high volume. So I'm wondering if there is a correlation between the presentation of both of your physiques with the amount of volume that you guys do.
I mean, I think so. Again, volume is really relative depending on the individual. Some people will grow tremendously on a few sets per week, and any more than that, they're like tanked. Like the CNS is just, in the gutter. But I believe that everyone has the capability of increasing volume tolerance. So I think in the beginning or certain stages of someone's career, it's necessary to train, quote unquote, lower volume. But over time, if your set volume isn't going up, I can't see how you can continue to grow. So what me and my coaches have done over the past 12, 13 years was slowly increase volume. And each time we let ourselves recover, and then we'll inch it forward a little more. Recovery, deload, what have you, and then we're kind of going back and forth until the trajectory is just basically like this. And I think that the more volume you could handle and recover from, the better off you'll be in general. I just don't see any other way to grow. So
Okay. So tell me, like, a typical week, how often, let's say judges told you that your legs are lagging and you need to bring your legs up. How many
yeah.
days are you hitting legs in a week?
Yeah, actually, that's my predicament or situation, I should say, the past almost 3 years is quads. I had the detail, but if you put my quads next to someone like Bada Lacan, who won the Worlds in 2022, his sweep is just insane. So quads was like the priority, and we brought them up tremendously. So you're asking about the volume for legs? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we would increase volume for quads very simply, but slowly. So I think I was doing like 18 to 20 sets pre 2022, and now I can handle 30 if we're smart. So we're increasing that set volume for the muscle groups we're trying to grow.
Throughout the week, right?
Oh, so in terms of frequency, I was hitting quads 3 times a week during the off season. Yes. So I think 2 to 3 times a week is like really that sweet spot for growth. Yeah, it's close, I think, between those two
Okay.
frequency levels. Yeah.
2 to 3 times a week, and then is it 30 sets every single time?
So it would be a total of 30 sets in the week, not
Okay.
not 30 sets per, right?
Okay. 30 sets
Yeah,
in a
I'm
week.
not at I'm not at that level. That's crazy. Imagine doing 90 sets a week for quads.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I just get on the same page with you.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and when you get in, are you starting with like heavy compound lifts?
Always. Yeah, I rarely see an issue or I rarely see a reason why you would start with a leg extension first over like a compound lift, like a hack squat or something. The only thing I could think of is if you're injured and maybe you can't go as heavy on a hack squat, so you would really hit your leg extensions first because they feel great with your injury, and then move on to a hack squat because you'll have to go lighter if you do leg extensions first. So in terms of muscle growth being healthy, I think compound lifts pretty much always first. Like, yeah, I can't see another reason why you wouldn't.
How do you feel about just regular barbell squats?
I think they're excellent. If you're able to sync like a high bar squat with a barbell, that's tremendous for your quads. But the thing is with squats, free like a free bar, it's very it's more coordination based, stability based. I believe it's more fatiguing. I would rather see someone do a Smith machine back squat. Yeah, less things to worry about. It's literally a machine, so you don't have to worry about coordinating. I believe the injury risk is probably going to be a little lower too. So I would opt for like a Smith machine back squat or a hack squat. I think those and maybe a pendulum squat if you have it. Gyms don't always have that. Those might be the three best squat patterns for
Okay,
growth.
okay. And when you're doing, let's say, the 2 or the 3 leg days a week, 30 sets, you're also doing hamstrings the same day as you're doing quads. You're just prioritizing quads.
So you can. What I was doing kind of a weird split where I was doing like an upper body pull and then a lower body push in the same day. So I wouldn't have hamstrings in that workout. The next day, I would do upper body push, lower body pull. That's when I would hit hamstrings. But you can hit legs. Sure, you could do that. I've done that plenty of times in one day.
Okay, okay. All right. And then for hammies, we're talking probably again heavy compound like deadlift, but more so probably like an RDL.
Exactly. I think a B stance Romanian deadlift and a Romanian deadlift is probably all you need for bodybuilding. I'm not too fond of a conventional or sumo. That's not really what we're trying to do. We're not trying to get stronger overall. We're trying to put that stimulus on our glutes and hamstrings, and the RDL does that perfectly.
Okay. Okay. All right. This is good, man. I wanted to pick your brain about a couple of things because this is you're so high level, and I've really been thinking about I'm starting to really think about like the longevity of this whole thing, and sometimes I do get very tunnel visioned on the timeline that we set for June 2029,
Hmm.
and all of my brain power and focus is like towards that energy. But in the past couple of days, I don't know. Past couple of days, like there's been something telling me to like kind of like take a step back, breathe in, and look at the entirety of this career. And like my goal is to go down over the course of my career. We're not talking June 2029. We're talking like track record decades down the line. I want to be on the Mount Rushmore, you know? And I'm just thinking about like what am I not doing currently that will take me to the Mount Rushmore of natural bodybuilding? And I'm like, it's training, man. Like I'm not incredibly confident about my training efficiency. I don't think I train great solo. I think I train good, but compared to another bodybuilder athlete, I don't think that my training is elite level, like top of the food chain type training, you know?
Okay. So you're referring specifically to yourself,
Yeah,
right? For your career.
yeah.
Um, so it's either two options. You could just literally lock yourself in a room and just study like everything with hypertrophy, strength training, nutrition. Great. You should do that almost anyway. But I think getting a coach who's done all that, who has the track record of, making people stronger and bigger, and there's plenty out there. I believe you should go with a coach. So, because I could tell you're already super busy, so you need someone to guide you. That's the answer. I mean, I don't know exactly how you're training, but your genetics are very good. Like your muscle bellies are crazy. You have a very nice silhouette. You put a good coach behind you, you're going to be very, very good. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I appreciate that. So I do have a coach. I've been working with a coach since I started my bodybuilding career
Cool.
last year. Now he's not Cliff Wilson, and when I say that I mean that like Cliff Wilson has a reputation for working with like natural bodybuilders and coaching them to the highest level of natural bodybuilding. Um, there's this whole, and I'm a storyteller, so I'm considering all these factors, right? So if you take like a Conor McGregor star athlete who became the double champion in the UFC MMA fighting division federation, he
Hmm.
stuck with his coach for the duration of his MMA fighting career, and I'm definitely a loyal guy. I mean, just like it's just a natural thing about me. I happen to be incredibly loyal. That being
Yeah.
said, getting like additional tutelage from someone like Cliff Wilson or an individual of that same echelon would I know it would be incredibly valuable, you know. And I actually had Cliff Wilson on an IG live a week or so ago, but I try to
Yeah.
keep these lives to like an hour. So there's only so much that like maybe I can talk to him again or something like that. But
So what I'm gathering is you're very loyal to your current coach, and you don't want to change.
I'm loyal to everyone, man.
Dude,
I
I'm
want
I'm with you. I
yeah,
get it. I'm loyal
I
to a
want everyone to
fault.
make it. Yeah,
I'm loyal to a fault, actually.
me too. Me
So I
too.
think we're in the same boat. Um, so I'll touch on a little bit of what I just went through with like the past few years and my injury. It might help you. I've been with Jason Tremblay, who's been my training coach
I've heard that name.
for 13 years. Um, I know for a fact I wouldn't be where I am now without him. I mean, uh, the density he brought to my physique, the size, especially coming into this year, this would have been leaps and bounds better than 2022, no question. But it was coming to a point where I felt like our methodology that worked from 20s and 30s, and now I'll be in my 40s, soon. Um, that worked then, but it's not going to work the last leg of my career. So I'll leave it at that. I am currently 90% sure on another coach, not 100% yet for training, but I owe my whole career to Jason, my whole career. and I've been loyal to him for 13 years. But we both agree that it's best that I move forward with a different approach. We're going to be friends for life. Like, I truly love this man. He's given me everything. But I'm still switching. I'm still going to switch to a new coach. Now, what I will say is if you feel like your approach isn't getting you to where you need to be at this moment, I think it's in your right to look elsewhere. And I don't know your coach, but this is just from
Well,
your question.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I'll leave it at that. I think
and
that's fine.
yeah, and honestly, in all fairness, it's not even like I've given my coach a fair shake of this whole thing because I am training alone, and I'm kind of just like I'm trying this whole. It's gonna sound stupid. It's gonna sound stupid, but I'm trying this whole like intuitive approach to being a great bodybuilder, where I'm like eating intuitively and training intuitively. And I know it's not foreign. I know it's not unheard of, but I think I'm because like my background isn't in sports and effort. I think I'm not pushing as hard as I'm not pushing past my limits at the gym. So it's like I'm intuitively training. I'm like, okay, that was a good set. That was a good set. All right, let's move on to the next set. And I feel like there's more I could be doing on each set, and then maybe doing a couple more sets after those sets, kind of thing.
Yeah, it sounds like are you fully bought into what your coach is giving you for your training? Are you bought in, meaning like if I do this, if I do what he says, I know I'll grow. Because at a certain point, you should have that. It's like, yeah, I feel like crap today. I feel good today. It doesn't matter. Like my coach has got me. He has me doing the right things. I know I'll grow. Do you have that? Do you feel that? Because then the
Yeah,
questions kind of disappear.
yeah, I do, I do. Yeah,
Okay, so then maybe just
just
trust
that.
in what he's doing, more because I don't have questions. Like very rarely, a few times in my career where I'm like, I think we're pushing too hard, and then we'll scale back. But 9.9 times out of 10, I'm like, this is gonna make me grow because I've been growing and I trust in it. So I don't have to do more or less. I know this is right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you're hitting the head on the head. For me, it's training intensity. And what I've observed is that I train harder when I'm training with someone else.
Okay.
So, like, yeah, let's say coach gives me a program and then I'm doing the program. I notice that I train using the same program better if I'm like mentoring or being mentored. One of the two, it's like I'm just training harder with like someone there.
Sure. So
Yeah.
maybe you should always train with someone.
Yeah.
That's good, right? I mean, everyone's
Yeah.
different. I train the best by myself. I mean, there's no question. Some people train better with a partner. That's like a personal choice and what you feel is best for you. So maybe just stick with that. Because you train with Valley Muscle. Is that your training partner most of the time?
He was. I haven't really been able to train with him this year. He had to relocate, so he's like an hour away from me. But we were having some great training sessions, and then he had to move, and yeah, it's like it's not like I'm. You know what it was? There's this guy at the gym. Doesn't matter. We're just chatting, right? Guy at the gym, natural IFBB pro. He won his pro card in the untested division, men's physique. So he's a natural. He won his pro card against enhanced athletes. Really cool, right? And he knows about this project that we're working on. And I'm like, yeah, like I'm really focused on bringing the best package I can in June 2029. And he goes, June 2029, huh? Wow, man. If I mean that's a good 2 years. That's a good solid 2 years and a half. If you don't have like a very noticeable transformation in that time span, I'm gonna be disappointed. And it's like,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. So
Yeah,
I mean, like, meaning like, yeah, you should grow a lot in 2.5 years. Yeah,
exactly,
for sure. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
Even at a high level, like once you gain that muscle maturity, you're in the game more, you get that graininess. Like even when you've been doing it for 10, 20 years, you should still make a ton of progress. Like you
yeah,
should visually be like, whoa, like I look denser, I look bigger. The weak points we were trying to bring up are much better. Like you should see a difference. Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about, and I just want to make sure that we do that. I just want to make sure that we do that, and I guess sometimes I doubt my training intensity to ensure that we do that. You know?
Do you follow RPE or RIR? Like you follow like reps in reserve? Okay. So what
Hmm.
is that usually at? What number would you say
Um, like
on average?
two or three, three.
So you're leaving three in the tank, 3 reps in the tank?
If I have to be completely honest with me, probably.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
not a bad RPE, honestly.
No.
I try to live around the 8, like pretty much all the time. Sometimes it'll be a little lower, a little higher, but I think 2, 1.5, you know, in the tank, so to speak, is good for muscle growth. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So maybe I just need to do more sets.
Well, yeah, that's going to be entirely individualized for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you growing on this set volume? Are you getting stronger?
I'm definitely getting stronger.
That's a great sign. If
Yeah.
you're
I'm
getting
definitely getting.
stronger,
Yeah.
that's probably the best tell you're gaining muscle for the most part. Yeah,
So maybe I'm just tripping.
you could be. You could be.
I just want to know that, like, because like I'm looking at the best of the best, right? And dude, natural bodybuilding is blowing up right now.
For
It's like
sure.
well, you've been in the sport. You've been in the sport. So I
Yeah,
don't I don't know if it looks different to you, but I'm only just discovering it in like the past 2 years, and all of a sudden, like every day I turn on my Instagram, I'm seeing like a new fantastic elite level natural bodybuilder being promoted by like Natty News Daily or whatever. And I'm like,
yeah.
man, these are some good looking guys, you know?
It's uh, it's been blowing up every year or so. It just seems like it's getting to another level. Um, the talent is like crazy now. I mean, when I really made a go at this and 13 years ago, the talent was really good, but now it's just like everywhere. Because now we have Asia, which I think they're going to bring some like insane natural bodybuilders. They already have, but like they're amazing. They're
Yeah,
amazing out here. They just have the
yeah,
best structure.
yeah,
Small waist, wide shoulders. They have flaring muscle bellies. Their quads out here are
yeah,
crazy. Everyone has big quads in Thailand.
yeah,
Calves and
yeah,
quads are just big for no reason. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So
yeah.
yeah, it is blowing up, every year for sure. And I think you're really coming in at the best time because you're going to expedite the growth like tenfold. I feel like with what
Yeah,
you're trying to do, which is
yeah,
why like we're like on board with you because like your energy tells us everything. You're in it for the right reasons, and
absolutely.
it's gonna be good. Yeah.
I was hoping to get some clarification on that because all right, so are you a fan of enhanced bodybuilding at all?
I don't know about a fan, but I would say that when I was younger, we didn't really have much to go by. So me and my friend, who I trained with when I was like 16, we would read Arnold Schwarzenegger's book, like it's the Bible. We would watch like the old Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman, Dexter Jackson videos, Battle for the Olympia. So I grew up with this. I mean, I trained at Bev Francis Powerhouse Gym in Syosset, all IFBB pros. So I was around it a lot, and it was very cool. But I
So,
just never wanted to go that way. But yeah,
I mean,
I
yeah.
know kind of who's competing now, if that's what you're asking. Yeah.
The question I was going to ask you is, as a competitive bodybuilder, and it's a weird question, but I want to hear your perspective on it. Frank Zane, how do you feel about Frank Zane's physique?
Yeah, definitely aesthetic. Um, Definitely not like the bodybuilders today, right? Just like he looks more natural. He looks like he could be natural. Like if you took him from his era, put it here, you'd be like, yeah, yeah, that guy's natural. But he just looks phenomenal. Like his proportions, just like a beautiful classic physique.
Right.
Yes, right.
So if we were to take Frank Zane and put him next to Ronnie Coleman, and let's say they're both competing to win the Mr. Olympia title, how does it not go to Ronnie Coleman?
It always goes to Ronnie Coleman. Because
Right.
this is why. Bodybuilding is much different than classic physique, and classic physique is different than men's physique. They're completely different divisions. You take Frank Zane, you put him in like men's physique or classic, fine. But when it comes to bodybuilding, the criteria really is who's the biggest, who has the most symmetrical, who's the leanest. So bodybuilding is the highest level of all criteria. So that's why it's harder because you just have to be the best in all criteria. Men's physique, much different, more proportionate, symmetrical, lean but not too lean. So it's just different divisions. But Frank Zane and Ronnie Coleman, they're both amazing in their own way. So I guess the question then becomes for you is for the Natty King. Um, what criteria are you going to use? Is it going to be the bodybuilding criteria where you want the Ronnie Coleman of natural bodybuilding? Or is it going to be classic physique like Sebum or somebody? Or you mentioned Dawson in the natural side. So, like, which way do you think you're going with that?
I think we would. All right, so this is where it gets a little tricky, and this is why I wanted to bring it up with you, because you mentioned Babacar as arguably the top natural bodybuilder in the world right now, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
So this is where it gets a little tricky because if we're looking to crown the Natty King, and I keep reiterating that what it is that I'm looking for so far as this promotion and this story is crowning the next sports icon to come out of bodybuilding and having that icon be a natural athlete. I'm
Okay.
being very specific with that wording because if we're looking to crown the next sports icon and Babacar might be arguably the best natural bodybuilder, but he has no interest in being an icon and he doesn't have those aspirations and the skills that are associated with being a sports icon, then he's disqualified. But I would still want to figure out a way to like give him his flowers.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. So, yeah, I totally understand. So you want an all-encompassing athlete who's like Michael Jordan, right?
Or Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay.
He's another great example. Like I want a
Hmm.
guy who like the men love him, women love him, mothers love him, daughters love him, sons love him. We see that guy like, oh, that guy's amazing.
Hmm.
Period. Across the
I think
board.
that's the way you should go, 100%. Because, like you said, you're bringing personality to the sport. You're bringing character to the sport, which we haven't had at all, really. We just see the body. Oh, he looks good. Oh, he's a world champion. Oh, he's at a world level. But we don't know much about, the natural bodybuilders, the top end natural bodybuilders.
Right.
So I think that is the way we need to go, what you just described. But as far as like the judging criteria on stage, you're
Exactly.
still in limbo on trying to figure out which to. It's going to be
Honestly,
tricky.
I'm leaning closer to classic because I'm asking myself the question between Frank Zane and Ronnie Coleman. I like Frank Zane's physique more, but you outlined how open judging criteria works, and it's very straightforward. Who's the biggest, who's the leanest, and who's the most symmetrical? It's
Mm,
very like there's no way that Frank Zane wins in the open division. And
right.
if me personally, and again, like I would like to, whoever wins the Natty King, if I can transition them into movies and they're willing to be in movies directly after that, we want to mirror trajectories similar to an Arnold Schwarzenegger or a Michael Jordan, where they have all of this opportunity to continue to promote themselves and the sport simultaneously. And we can do that across different industries. So I'm looking at the Natty King and the competitors who are competing for this title to see are they marketable outside of just the sport.
I think that's what you need. And honestly, being a bodybuilder, I obviously don't want to say this, but classic natural bodybuilding, I believe, is going to have the best physiques in the world. I do. Like like you said, daughter, son, father, mother, men want to be, women want to be with. That really is classic physique from that perspective. But from a professional sports perspective, it's bodybuilding all day. It's because it's the hardest division, and it's I don't say it's the most impressive because like the classic physique proportions are so beautiful to see. But like there's guys out there who are like, yeah, I want to see who the biggest person, biggest natural bodybuilder in the world, like a Babacar, like who's the best. So there is that crowd that really want to see it from a sport perspective, and I think bodybuilding takes it. But from an overall perspective, like who is the most pleasing to the eye is going to be classic physique, pretty much.
I see. I see. So if I had to reinterpret what you're saying, the open division is actually less subjective than the classic physique division.
Bodybuilding,
Yeah.
yes, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just very straightforward. Babacar wins because he's got the biggest muscles, he's the most conditioned, and he's got the best symmetry. That's why
Yeah,
Babacar's winning.
right, 100%.
And in order to beat Babacar, you would have to have bigger muscles, a leaner level of conditioning, and just as good a symmetry as Babacar.
Mm,
And it's incredibly difficult to do because
yeah,
who he is.
right, right.
Now, when it comes to classic physique, what can you tell me about the judging criteria?
It's just more proportionate. So probably less conditioning, less muscle, and more focus on the silhouette. You know, wide shoulders, small waist, sweeping quads. You know, wide lats. It's just you can think of it like a step down from the max level of bodybuilding, right? Most muscle, most proportion, most crazy lean. Everything needs to be maxed to an extreme in bodybuilding. That's how you win. But classic physique take it down a level, literally on everything except the symmetry, except the proportion. That's huge. The silhouette is so big in classic physique. Yeah. So it's
Interesting.
those are the simplest terms.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, I would like to create, so far as this promotion is concerned, I would like to create winning athletes from both divisions and just kind of like blend the two. Honestly, I wanna like, if we can present the athlete who communicates their physique better than all the other ones. It gets very gray so far as the judging criteria is concerned, but I would like to suggest that the person who's able to present their physique the best and make the most compelling argument that they're the one who is supposed to be crowned this sports icon coming out of bodybuilding, I would like to give it to that person. And if it means that they're the most conditioned and they have the most muscles, yada yada yada, then that's what it means. Almost like they invent their own judging criteria, almost, which sounds difficult.
On stage, you're talking about?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's interesting.
Arnold would do
Well,
it.
Arnold, yeah, he would do it.
Yeah,
That guy's a
yeah. He would.
gamer to the end. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's an interesting point. So that brings me to posing, really. I think posing might be a huge, huge thing for the Natty King, maybe even more so than WNBF, because it's mainly judged on the prejudging in the WNBF. So this could add another dimension. Posing, yes. Who's artistic? You know, who could display their physique in the best light? Who's pleasing to watch?
yeah,
So imagine having like the craziest natural bodybuilder in the world with the craziest physique, but then also has the most insane posing. And he could use all that big muscle in a nice flow into his poses, maybe even better than everybody else. Maybe that's the guy who takes it, or the guy, or the classic physique guy who has
yeah,
equally good or a little less posing
yeah,
skill. So that does add a huge dimension, I believe, with the
yeah.
Natty King.
Yeah, posing is definitely going to take. I would like to make it center stage, so far as this whole thing is concerned, because when I think about, I've been thinking a lot about sports and like the whole concept of an athlete trained in the gym to better their performance during the competition. And like I made the reference of like Michael Jordan, when he kept on losing against the Detroit Pistons, he hired a strength training coach so that he could start putting on muscle in the off season, so that when he went back into the regular season, he's bigger and stronger, so he can start throwing his weight around and perform better. And if I'm thinking like, and this is across the board, like any athlete who wants to become a high performing version of themselves, they're using resistance training as a method to get better at their performance. So then I asked myself the question, well, if bodybuilding is like the purest form of resistance training, like that's what we're doing, then what does it lead to so far as performance? And then to me, the answer is posing.
Posing. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's literally, it's funny because like we do something completely different. I think Greg brought this up in training than we do on stage. Um, so you're saying maybe train in a certain way that allows you to pose better? Is that what you
I'm
meant?
saying I'm saying that maybe the performance of bodybuilding is actually the posing. So we train in the gym,
Yes.
we
Mm,
condition, we diet properly, we get super lean. So when we pose, you can see the muscle fibers and you can
right.
see like all the striations. That's why we're doing all of these things in order to bring out the best presentation when we pose.
Yes, 100%. Like, imagine having a guy like who has the most grainy muscle, shredded to the bone, and tremendous. Um, and he gets on stage and he's able to display his physique even better, like than he would normally if he didn't work on his posing. So it's like an anatomy chart basically in motion, right?
Yes.
That's like
Yes.
how it is. So I don't think we've seen that yet in natural bodybuilding. Um, but I think it's coming. I think whoever it is going to be, I think there's going to be a guy who has everything, like the posing, the physique, that sports icon aura. Yeah, he's out there for sure.
I think he's coming. I feel the presence.
Yeah,
I definitely feel
yeah,
it. So
he
okay.
will arise for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Let me ask you the question: what are your thoughts on how does confidence come into play when it comes to being a competitive bodybuilder? Leading into the show and the day of, like, what kind of factors does confidence play?
I like the phrase "confidence is competence." So if you do everything in your power in any sport leading up to competition, barring like a crazy sport like fighting, where I think you should be nervous as heck because you could literally die, right? Fighting. But barring that, you should be like fully confident on stage. I don't get any nerves really whatsoever competing, and I used to in other sports. But I feel like if someone prepares so much, then just getting on stage is just like posing practice that I've been doing like 4 or 5 times a week for 30 minutes a day. Like you almost can't miss. Um, there's always going to be things you need to work on after the fact, but I just feel like when you're very competent at what you do, the confidence is there by default.
Confidence is competence.
Yeah,
Okay. I
yeah.
think you're right. I think that translates to a lot of how people perceive confidence. And I've been working. I've been conversing with my roommate about because over in my neck of the woods, and you've known me for over a year now. Um, Terms like delusional get tossed in my direction, and they've been tossed in my direction since I mean going on 10 years now, as early as like my freaking parents. Um, and I'm starting to learn that the reason I've never fully understood it. I just thought, like, hey man, it's like if you can dream it, you can do it. That's always been my perspective on, like, if you can think it, you can do it. So like, what is this whole delusional thing? Just go for it. Just do the thing. And I'm learning that people's confidence is typically limited by their perception of their successes up until now. So if it's related to high performance, and it's like, okay, you're a basketball player, and you've never sunk a three pointer. You've never sunk a 3 pointer, and it's like last 10 seconds of the game, and coach is like, all right, you're gonna sink the three, and you're like, what? I have never I have never sunk a 3 pointer ever, and you're
Right.
giving, yeah. It's like
Yeah.
it would make no. He would be delusional to think that he would sink the three, and
Right.
yeah, as opposed to he's sinking threes every single day, and he's doing like 2 minute drills where he's simulating the 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 reality of like 10 seconds on the clock, and he's got to make that 3-pointer shot, and he's done it like over and over again for like the past several months. Then when it comes to that game, and the coach's like, all right, you're going to sink the three. Yeah, I got this,
Hmm.
coach. You know?
Yeah, that's like literally what we just talked about, right? Like that you're confident. If you're confident in what you do, you're going to be confident.
Yeah,
Same exact thing. You hit that three thousands, tens of thousands of times. So when you get the ball, it's like, yeah, this is just another time. Like I've done
yeah,
this before, right?
yeah,
So that gives you confidence. But in the early stages of bodybuilding, I'm sure there's nerves, right? You get on stage for the first time, things like that. But once you've done it, once you've proven to yourself that, yeah, the stage really is just like my posing room, just placed in another location in the
yeah,
world. It's
yeah.
just my posing room. That's all it is. So once you eliminate like the cameras, the lights, competitors, it's just you posing to like a mirror. That's it. So it's hard to do, but if you could simplify it down to that, um, and you've done the work, everything else just takes care of itself. Yeah, you hit that three before, so
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. What about when it comes to, because you compete in open bodybuilding, right?
Yes.
So when it comes to like, let's say a Babacar and he's got bigger muscles and you're competing against him, then how do you beat him?
Well, you need to really prepare ahead of time. The you win in the off season. I mean, um, so did you do enough to see? It becomes tricky because I truly think of just being the best I can be. Every time I get to the stage, I don't really care about anyone else in that aspect. It's just, did I get better from last time? So if you could just keep doing that over and over again, things just take care of, yeah, themselves. But in terms of like Babacar, at the moment, I haven't competed in 3 years, but at the moment he is just the best in pretty much all areas. So what people need to do is just be the best they can be with their genetics and throw their hat in the ring. That's it. That's all you
Would
can do.
So I work at this job called Body Spec. We do
Okay.
we do DEXA scans, and DEXA scans it's like gives you like a body composition, your body fat percentage, and stuff like that. Would you say that competitive bodybuilding for you is just an opportunity to track your progress over the course of your bodybuilding career?
Sure. I think that's pretty much it in simplest terms. Again, it just goes back to being better, right? If you go on a DEXA scan, did you gain muscle the past 3 years, the last time you took the scan? I hope so, So yeah, in a nutshell, that is what it is, exactly what it is. It's just giving you more of a, I guess, an objective look, right? Because there's just numbers. It's like, oh, that number increased from 2 years ago. It's not only the mirror now, like you're getting that data like right in front of you. I think that's excellent.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. I see. And I'm starting to adopt that. I'm still trying to figure out this whole Frank Zane versus Ronnie Coleman thing. I'm kind of like it's like a new thought, like a thought that just came into my head today because I prefer Frank Zane's physique over Ronnie Coleman's, and that's where I would like to take my physique. And if I want to be on the Mount Rushmore of bodybuilding, it's a bit. I'm a little bit confused, you know?
Again, it's just different. Can there be a classic physique guy who wins worlds, WNBF worlds, or the Natty King? Well, Natty King might be different. Judge it, just explaining the criteria, but say WNBF worlds. I think it would be super hard to do if you're not maximizing the bodybuilding aspect. It's just different. It's just a different division. But like you said, Frank Zane has such an amazing physique. He's so aesthetic. Anyone, I feel like, would want to look like him. But now we're thinking, okay, how does the world view physiques? But how does the sport view a physique? It's different. It's different, right? So that therein lies the little bit of a predicament. Um,
Yeah,
does the world look at Ronnie like, yes, I want to look like that? How do I look like Ronnie? Very few people. but he was the best in the world in enhanced bodybuilding for a long time. So there is a line there. Like you
It's
gotta almost pick one. It's almost,
yeah.
you know.
I think I don't know if I'll figure it out
Hey
tonight,
Joseph.
but it is a little confusing because like I definitely, when it comes to the legacy that I want to leave in this sport specifically, I want an iconic aesthetic physique that is closer to what Frank Zane looks like than Ronnie Coleman. And if I want to like go down, like I want to be in the conversation of, oh, Shaun Fury is one of the greatest to ever do it. No, Shaun Fury is the greatest to ever do it. And my physique is looking like Frank Zane. Then how is a person who's making that argument going to go up against a person saying, "What are you talking about? Babacar, his physique was so much bigger," and you know what I mean?
It's tough.
I
Honestly,
know,
that's a tough question.
I know.
Uh, so I think the Natty King can go one of two ways. It would be like, are you trying to crown the best natural bodybuilder in the world, or are you trying to crown the best? Let's just call it a bodybuilder that the world views as the best. Meaning, like you have to.
The
It's a
second one,
sport or it's a worldview. So you want the worldview, which would make sense because you want that sports icon. Um, yeah, that's that's tough, man. That's
yeah,
tough. I think when you make it clear who would win the Natty King and why, so we all know what to aim for, it's gonna make things easier. But it's a gray area right now. You're trying to figure it out.
yeah,
So that might take a little time, man, because that's a
yeah.
tricky one. That's a tricky one.
Because if it was a different sport, if we're just talking like again soccer, then all right, it just so happens that Cristiano Ronaldo is a good-looking dude, but he's also one of the greatest scorers in soccer in the history of the sport. Michael Jordan, tall, charismatic, got that alpha male personality, but he's the greatest basketball player of all time. These are all very objective things. So when it comes to bodybuilding, okay, let's say we find like a really great, magnetic, good looking, tall, great physique guy, but his physique does not, like, it pales in comparison when it comes to bodybuilding standards to a Babacar or even an Oscar Moscat. You know, if we're talking
Yeah,
bodybuilding, you know,
yeah. It's gonna be a real interesting thing for you to figure out. I'll be here for you, man. I'm gonna help you, but it's very tricky. It's very tricky. You're gonna have
well,
to eventually choose which one you want. Do you want the Ronnie or do you want someone like a C-Bum, let's say, something like that? Like, uh, yeah, it's a tough choice. But I think what C-Bum is more appealing, right, to everybody, more so than who won the Mr. Olympia this year?
Ramon Dino and
Oh
Derek
no,
Lunsford. Derek
okay.
Lunsford, yeah,
So which one are you looking for? Like,
definitely between Dino and Derek. I think
no,
we
no, Derek Lunsford, and let's say C-Bum, for instance.
C-Bum.
So you want a C-Bum,
If I had to
but
pick
C,
between the two, yeah.
yes, because C-Bum should lose in the bodybuilding division.
Yeah,
Do you see what I mean? So he's
yeah,
not the best natural or enhanced bodybuilder in the world. He's in classic physique.
right.
So you would have to choose. Do you want that classic or do you want the freak factor of a bodybuilder?
I see. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I think what we'll end up doing is because it's like it's different physiques, and we're going to because I want to do the Natty Queen directly after this,
Mm.
and the Natty Queen is a really great opportunity because like women come in different shapes and sizes. So my concept, and this is like barely fleshed out. I'm just saying it out loud because this is we can kind of reverse engineer it for the Natty King competition. But for the Natty Queen, I would like to have multiple athletes from multiple different divisions. So like women's physique, women's figure, women's wellness, women's bikini, et cetera, et cetera. And then whoever presents within their division the best, that's who becomes the Natty Queen. So like we're having different physiques being represented. So then it becomes less about the specific physique, but more on how you're presenting that physique. And I
So
think
so the winners in all divisions compete against each other, and
something like that.
why not for the Natty King?
I mean, in a way, we are doing that. We're just kind of dissolving the divisions.
I got
But
you.
in a
So
way,
you
we are
do,
doing
yeah.
that.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got some classic physique, men's physique guys, right? So you have
We're
that's
not doing
very
men's physique.
interesting.
We're not doing men's physique.
No, I mean I think you have some.
Mm-mm,
You've competed in men's physique? Oh no, none at all.
no, no. Because
Okay,
then
okay.
it's like,
You're just
what are we doing?
disregarding that altogether. Well, there's no love for the men's physique.
Well, it's just like for the Natty King, uh, I could change my. I'm not really into men's physique.
Okay,
Just not right now. Just not right now.
I got you.
Like pumping iron, bro.
Yeah, I
You know,
understand. That's
you get what I'm
classic in
saying?
bodybuilding. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
yeah,
bodybuilding. You're showing your legs, man. Come on.
100%. I actually have I have someone in the chat, so I should ask you this question. You have a couple minutes?
Yeah, of course.
I believe he said who would win, Sebum or Ronnie in their prime. So where do you take that? Where do you take that question?
Me personally, Ronnie.
Yes, in bodybuilding, classic would be obviously Sebum, but in general, yes, you have to give it to Ronnie.
Yeah,
He's
just
just too
just
good
if
everywhere.
you like because we're talking about prime. Ronnie's physique in his prime is literally the greatest enhanced physique
Yeah,
in the history of the sport.
pretty much ever. Yeah, I agree with
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
But Sebum has that beautiful, you know, that nice physique, that classic look with the waist and the big lats and the big legs. Yeah,
So yeah, and like he asked the question who would win, and for me, and this is exactly, and we gotta like get this down on paper so far as the judging criteria is concerned. But so far as winning is concerned, the person who wins is the person who is drawing the most attention. So if Ronnie Coleman and Chris Bumstead are standing side by side, I'm imagining it, and my eyes are going to frickin' Ronnie Coleman.
yeah,
Now I can't say the
I
same
agree.
thing if it was Ronnie Coleman and Frank Zane standing next to each other. I can't say that like my eyes would be going to Ronnie Coleman. I think I would look at Ronnie Coleman and be like, "Whoa, that's crazy." But this guy is insane. Like, look at this guy's.
Yeah, okay. That's a preference right there.
Yeah,
That's just what you like more.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's why bodybuilding really is subjective.
yeah.
One more thing. I'm sorry, Joseph. Joseph is a men's physique guy, and he's upset, man. He's upset right
Well,
now.
listen, if someone were to like present to me, because like again, we're looking to crown the next sports icon that comes out of bodybuilding, and I just don't know how I would like sell that idea that the next sports icon is a men's physique athlete. I just don't know how to do it. You know?
Right. It'd just be interesting. You never know what they have, if they have those legs under those board shorts, they might be a good classic guy. You just don't know, right? Because they got them shorts
Exactly.
on. Yeah. So
Exactly.
if they train legs and they're proportionate, who knows? Maybe they have it.
Yeah, man. And it's like I think, and Joseph is saying he'll be in classic soon.
Yeah.
I think there's an organic solution to getting more involvement from the men's physique division that just hasn't hit the brain yet. Um, but because like I don't know, 40 if not 50% of all natural bodybuilders are competing in men's physique. You know, so it would be a disservice not to include athletes in that division. It's the fastest growing division in male bodybuilding.
Yeah, men's physique. It's been blowing up
Yeah,
uh, for the past 10 years.
it's a
Um,
great entryway into the sport.
Yeah, I mean, I used to judge, I judge a little bit in the WNBF, and I'm like, some of these guys are definitely bodybuilders. Their legs are huge, busting out of their board shorts. So you will get those guys who do men's physique, but they could do classic, or they even could do bodybuilding. What's up, Sam? How's it going, buddy?
What up, bro?
Sam's in the house. Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Men's physique is gonna get their time. I want to spotlight everyone. So we're not dismissing men's physique at all. We're
Right.
just, we just got to do it strategically, and it's got to make sense.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah. But this was good, man. I feel like we could talk for a long time, but this
Yeah.
this is good. Oh, I had one last question for you.
Sure.
Um, what do you need for lifetime happiness? What do you need your life to be in order to like feel like you could die happy?
I would say doing exactly what I'm doing right now. I do feel like this is my purpose in life, and I think bodybuilding is going to jump to another area of life that I'm going to be able to help a lot of people one day. I truly believe that. So doing exactly what I'm doing right now is coach my clients to the best of my ability and just become the best natural bodybuilder I ever could be. And I believe that that is just going to take me exactly where I need to go, regardless of what happens in competition. It's irrelevant. And then that'll be a stepping stone for me to actually reach out and help people, which is the ultimate goal. And it's not, I don't believe it's only going to be through bodybuilding. I think it's going to be through a couple areas. Good family, amazing girlfriend, good friends. What else do I need? I don't need anything else.
That was
That's it.
beautiful. I think I knew like I didn't write it down how you're gonna say it, but I think I knew you're gonna say all of that, and I just needed to hear it.
Yeah, yeah. So that's it. I'm a simple man. Yeah, I don't throw too many things into my life. I'm very like basic, and that makes me very happy.
Yeah, man. They say that if you want happiness, you wanna declutter your life. The simpler the path to happiness, the better, because that way you can get to it a lot quicker.
hmm Yeah, there's so many philosophical,
Oh yeah.
entry points into this conversation, but they always say the less you want, the happier you are. So you should just really, really want what you have, and if you do, you're not looking for anything else. So
Mm.
I try to build my life around that. Like I don't need a mansion. I could live in like one or two rooms as long as I have everything in my life that I want. I'm good. Like I don't need anything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you're resonating with me. You're like, yeah, I get it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
man.
feel it.
Honestly, I just needed to hear it because past couple of days I've been feeling a little funny. Like, man, just past couple of days I've been feeling a little funny. I think it's because we're moving into winter and I'm single, so it's just like that whole like what do I really want?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I like how you I like how you combine winter with being single.
Oh yeah, oh
It's
yeah,
like a double shot.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
it's like what do I really want as I move into winter? Do I really need it? Like, you know what I mean? What do I need? What do I need? But you get what I'm saying.
I mean, just judging by who you are from our conversations online, um, I think that single thing is going to take care of itself in the best way possible. Um, I just leave it at that. That's what I feel.
Yeah, we're just
Yeah,
gonna keep walking the path, and
that's it. Keep
yeah,
walking.
yeah. I
Yeah,
love I love the organic nature of this entire process. I love the organic nature of all of this. So I'm grateful.
me too, brother. Yeah, let's keep it going.
Yeah, man, this was awesome. I still got to drive home, so this is great. I truly appreciate it.
Anytime, Sean. Thank you for taking the time. Yeah, it's always fun.
Thank you, thank
Yeah,
you.
it's always
Um,
fun.
if you post this thing, I'll download it and put it on YouTube. That way we have it for future reference.
Okay, so how can you download it?
Oh, okay. So you just post it and then just click share video.
Oh, got you. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never do
Feel
these
free.
IG lives, so
No worries. First is many.
yes. Awesome. Drive safe, buddy. And thank you
Thank
everyone
you,
in the
sir.
chat for tuning in as well. Thank you.
I'll talk to you soon.
All right, later.
All
Later,
right.
guys. Bye.
Peace.
Peace.